We no longer have time to leave out the science.
Hello, this is a PSA on the relative difference and hierarchy between fact and opinion. And this is a very important PSA because it seems that the US education system has failed a large swath of the population. And so we need to correct that. Now, we all have opinions, right? Everyone's got opinions. Sometimes opinions are on the left. Sometimes they're on the right. Sometimes they're apolitical. Whatever. They're opinions. They're collections of thoughts we might have about a thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with having an opinion if your opinion is a place for you to begin to explore, right? I got an opinion about something and I wonder, could this be so? So then I start looking into facts to see. Now, if I mistake my opinion for a fact, that's a disease. It's a disease that can spread through an entire culture, which apparently has become the case in this country right now. And I'm sick of it. Frankly, I'm just sick of it. So let me just explain this in a PSA. And this has nothing to do with whether or not you're on the right or the left. I don't care about your politics. I just want you to be smarter about this one thing, because the quality of your discourse and the quality of our society is severely lacking without this understanding. So let's just be clear here. This isn't rocket science. Think of it like this. This is a fact. And this is an opinion. When your opinion is confronted by an opposing fact, blam, this happens. Uh-oh, it seems the opinion has turned out to be just a lot of empty, hot air. So I don't care if you're Rush Limbaugh or you're Rachel Maddow. Either way, your opinions are worthless to me. They're not more valuable or important to me than my own opinions. And that's kind of the case with everyone. I don't want you arguing your opinions at me. I don't give a shit. Any more than you give a shit about my opinions. And you raising your voice at me is not going to change that. Shut the fuck up with your goddamn opinions. Unless you have facts, go sit down. And please recognize the difference between someone that is actually discussing facts versus someone that is just telling you their opinion. Now, sometimes facts support and agree with opinions. And then the opinion, it becomes stronger. It starts to become an idea, a piece of information, right? Because we've checked it against facts and it floats. But other times, facts and opinions disagree with each other. And when that happens, blam, this happens, right? So I'll give you an example of the kind of nuance we're talking about here. It's not that complicated. I have a friend who believes in chemtrails. Now, her opinion is that chemtrails are a real thing. I don't believe that. My opinion is that chemtrails are kind of dumb. I just don't believe it. I'm fairly confident that my opinion is correct. But she's also fairly confident that her opinion is correct. Unless we actually delve into the science here, which can take a lot of time, we don't really know whose opinion is right and whose is wrong. And to me, it doesn't really matter that much. I just don't care about chemtrails. And so I might laugh at her seemingly bizarre theory about chemtrails, but I know that my opinion that they're dumb is just that, and that if a piece of evidence comes forth, if facts present themselves to prove that chemtrails are a thing, then I will revise my opinion. That's how this is done. Your opinions don't always have to be right, but you have to recognize when they have been confronted with facts. Right? I mean, it's that simple. When your opinion has facts that support it, it's a reasonable opinion. When your opinion is confronted by facts, it becomes an unreasonable opinion. And when you're arguing that opinion against the facts, You just sound like an idiot when you start blowharding these opinions around without bothering to check the facts. That's not just lazy, it's entitled, it's presumptuous, it's asinine. Because your opinion is not more important than the next person's opinion. Sorry, boys. It just is not. This is not a reasonable opinion. There is no agreeing to disagree between opinion and fact. One is right and one is wrong. When the fact disagrees with the fact is right and the opinion is wrong. The opinion is just a big ball of hot air, and it is exposed as just a big gas bag. And someone trying to argue opinions by screaming over the top of facts is just a big gas bag. And for my part, I find opinions fairly useless. And that goes for opinions that agree with mine, as well as opinions that don't agree with mine. I don't care about people's opinions. I can't stand listening to opinionated talk radio. It annoys the crap out of me whether I agree with the person or not. And the reason is, opinions are useless to me. I have plenty of my own. I don't need any more opinions. I want information. I want facts. I want new ideas. Not just things I either already agree with or disagree with. I want facts. And you should too. Opinions are empty. See? Opinions are just full of hot air. And when a fact busts one open, then they're not even full of that anymore. They're garbage. See what I'm saying? Just because you can yell louder than everyone else or you have a bigger megaphone than everyone else does not make you right. It makes you a bigger gas bag than everyone else. That's all. That's it. When your opinions don't match the facts, those opinions are wrong. They are incorrect, right? We can have dueling opinions, but you cannot have fact and opinions dueling. The facts win every time. And your job is to be able to recognize the difference between this, an opinion, and this, a fact. You have to know the difference. You have to know the difference. So some examples of things that you might think are facts but are not are things like other people's opinions. Well, John says so, so it must be so. No, you're just sharing someone else's opinion. That's still an opinion. I read it somewhere. All right, there's a start. Where did you read it? Start digging into the sources. Who's saying what? What are their stakes? What are their biases? How might their biases be influencing what my understanding is here? And you can do original research. I believe the earth is flat. All right. There was a dude that died going up in a rocket trying to prove that the earth was flat, and a lot of people ridiculed him for that. But I gotta say that, I have a lot more respect for that guy than I do for someone that's just standing in my face yelling at me that the earth is flat. At least that guy tried to find out, He was doing original research. So yeah, that's one way to do it. And I'm getting tired of how often the phrase, do your own research, has recently come to just mean read a bunch of shit that agrees with you online and reject everything else. That's not what it means. Stop saying that when you just mean read the shit that I read. You have to have the facts. Just wanting to believe something is true does not make it true. That doesn't make it a fact. Just because it agrees with your worldview, that's not enough to say it's a fact. Don't be a doofus. Don't do that, man. If you have a real concern about something, actually do your homework. Actually do the research. Don't just say do the research. Actually do it. And by that, I mean, learn what that actually means. And that's going to be the subject of the next PSA. Don't just read a bunch of stuff that your friends are posting on Facebook, for Christ's sake. That's not research. But just you've got to know, if you enter an argument with a bunch of opinions and someone else comes at you with a bunch of facts that disagree with your opinion, you lose the argument. No, you're not right. No, you don't get to just go off believing that, well, we just agreed to disagree. No, you're just wrong. Flat out wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. There is no opinion that trumps a fact. It's the other way around. Facts beat opinions every single time. When they're in disagreement, the facts win. Every single time. Every single time. Thank you for listening. This has been a public service announcement on the difference between opinions and facts. God, why is that so hard?